welcome to the Life Balance Podcast with me, Lisa Smith.
And me, Carol Watson.
And today we are going to speak to you about what advice you would give yourself, your younger self. Will be your younger self.
I can only be your younger self.
On your first, what advice you would give yourself on your first day in business.
Yeah.
So looking back on your time in business, working for yourself, and being the entrepreneur that you are, what advice would you give yourself?
I like this.
Cut out all the nonsense that you go through.
How things, if I knew then what I know now, that kind of scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this because it's yourself, so you're going to be a lot more honest and brutal with yourself than you would be like if we'd said, what advice would you give someone on the first day of starting their business?
I'm going to tell you what advice I would have given Carol.
No.
Yeah, you would have been like, thanks Lisa, but no thanks.
Cheers, but
let's take this offline.
Yeah, so we have a lot of things we want to cover, so we're not going to go into a big intro into each of the points. I think we'll just see what we can get through.
Yeah.
And where the conversation takes us, which is always fun. Maybe Lisa will sing for us again.
Yes, if you've followed our podcast for a while now, you'll know that I like to sing, and I like to beatbox. No, I like to.
I missed that one.
I like to put in a bit of Will Smith.
Yeah, we all love a bit of Will Smith. Yeah.
And no, our conversations do go off on a little bit of a tangent, but we always bring them back.
Hopefully.
It's all through our stories
and
what happens in our businesses.
Just real life.
It's never a dull moment.
No,
really,
never a dull moment.
So let me tell you a little bit about me. I overthink everything, and I'm a stickler for detail, and it drives my husband crazy. Absolutely crazy. It drives my whole family crazy, to be honest. My brother-in-law is an engineer on boats, and I asked,
is he?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he worked for Rolls-Royce. He's working for someone else now. He's got a 9-to-5 job, but works away sometimes now.
Okay.
Just because he wanted to be home.
Right.
Anyway, I bombard him with questions about boats.
I'm
not even that interested.
No.
But when
you
he
probably
starts,
could tell me more about boats than I could tell you.
So when he
My
starts
husband
to
does it.
talk about things, and I'm like, but how? But why? But why do you do that?
But I think my daughter is fast
just
approaching this stage.
I'm like a three-year-old trapped in a 32-year-old's body, for sure. 3-year-old brain, asking lots of questions. I know.
I think it can be a good thing, but overthinking can hold you back.
Yeah, and I think it took. So my advice that I would have given myself when I started on the first day of business is, don't wait for perfect.
Yeah.
So I went through a stage of needing to gather all this information, needing to find out all the answers to all the whys that I had, and still finding I wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
And then when I just said, right, it feels right, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Those things worked out. So why can't they work out all the time?
Yeah.
And I think I do have daily struggles with, I think I spoke on a previous podcast, my inner demon. And this is the little Lisa on my shoulder saying, why?
Yeah.
And I need to shut her up sometimes, because I'm like, right, focus. I have looked at this, I understand it, I've done my due diligence, spoken to these people, this is all I can really do for now. And someone who we were talking about for a while, who built up a very successful construction business, she gave me some great advice a few months ago, and it was, if you're 70% of 70% of the way there, then just do it.
Yeah.
So if you think, right, okay, I'm going to buy that property, I'm going to refurb it, I think it's going to be okay. Oh, but is it? No, it'll be fine. If you've done all your stuff and you're 70% sure it's going to work, just do it.
Yeah.
And you'll make up for the next 30%. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I have a 4-stage process that I use with clients to help them invest in property. I think, are we going to share this? We spoke about it. Sorry, we probably shouldn't have this conversation.
This will be a bonus.
Podcast. Yeah, if for the people who review our podcast within the first week, we'll send them a link to this.
And only if you
Four-step
give us
process
5
that we
stars.
use. Yeah, 5-star review. If you think it's 5-star, we'll send you this bonus content. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Lisa's like, okay, so we're recording another video today. But yeah, so as part of my as part of my process, the final stage is do it. There's so many people get hung up. They've got all the information, they've got their money there, they know it's a good deal, and they just don't actually take the action.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh my god, yeah. There's like there's so many people that there's nothing else like in their way.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, but I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? You could
3
be
years
good at
later.
it. Oh.
Yeah, so I think overthinking is something I'm potentially guilty about. This is actually something that was spoke about at something I was at last night, and it was I think it's something ridiculous, like 92%, don't quote me, of the things that we worry about don't actually happen. So you're like
That
worrying
is
about
so true.
it is, eh? You come up with all these crazy ideas and it's irrelevant, it doesn't matter. But you've spent, and the sad thing is, it can take people out of the game, it can stop them actually doing what they need to do. Because
Yeah.
they've just spent the time umming and ahhing and not progressing. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that the first thing I would tell me a
Little
year ago,
Carol.
starting out.
I don't know
Little
why I
Carol.
had an accent there.
I don't know.
Younger Carol.
I don't know, was that Irish
What's
or
that?
English? I have no
I
idea.
don't know. I think it's some sort of Jiminy
Anyway.
London accent.
I don't know if that's worse or better than singing. I'm sorry, guys.
Told you. You're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it now.
Yeah. So the importance of mindset is what I think I would shake into myself.
We love a bit of mindset.
I do, honestly. So I think we spoke about this before. Lisa and I have both done the John Kehoe Mind Powers programme.
Yes.
And I have only completed it for the first time in full recently, and I've had this programme for over a year. I've done it 3 other times and never finished it all the way through because your mind takes you out the game. This little Lisa and little Carol, the
Yeah.
devil on your shoulder, so to speak, convinces you that you've got so many other things to do, that this isn't important. You need to be working on your business, not on your mind. But to keep you in your business, you need to work on your mind.
It's like the whole, you know how they say that we use like 2% of our brain? So true.
Yeah.
Or 3%.
Yeah.
If you want to tap into the other 97%, like, you need mindset stuff.
Yeah.
You need John Kehoe in your life.
Yeah, and as part of that, that kind of takes us nicely into the next point that I wanted to cover, was about having faith in what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. And I think if you've got your mind right, that's so much easier.
Yeah, like I think, so like if you started anything, like I think we've maybe compared this before. Say you start a new gym program, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, right,
Love
this
a gym
is
comparison
love
story.
a gym comparison story. So this is like, right, I have a goal.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like a wedding coming up or anything, whatever, and you go with the trainer and they say, right, okay, so you know we can do all this. We're looking at your BMI, or maybe looking at your fat percentage on your body. We're going to get this to whatever. This is your goal. We can do it because we're breaking it down and things like that. Like that is a plan.
Yeah.
Right? And when you've got a plan in place, and when you've got the tools in place, ready to go, then you can do it. So it's the same as, like, if you don't have faith in the fact that you can do something, well, if your mind's trying to take you out of it, you need to go back and just plan in something else. Because when you have it written down and it's well thought out, strategically prepped, and you know where you're going, then you can totally mitigate that. But like on the same breath, it's like comparing yourself to other people's journey. Don't you dare compare yourself, the start of your journey, to someone else's middle.
Yeah.
When you see someone being like really successful, you don't understand how much blood, sweat and tears has got there But they're shouting about it, saying, oh yes, you know, I'm doing this, that and the next thing.
Oh, there's a really, really crude saying that
Here we go.
our mentor Billy uses. I can't say it. About being pregnant, or when you have a baby, everyone says, oh, congratulations, but no one knows how many times you've been. I can't say it. But yeah, you know where that's going.
Very true.
Yeah, no one knows the hard work that's gone into getting something.
I can't get that out of my head.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Oh. Sorry.
Bad influence.
Sorry viewers, sorry listeners.
Yeah.
Now you want my singing, I tell you that.
Yeah.
Right, just moving swiftly on.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah.
we spoke about having faith, and then the next thing we want to speak about is the importance of consistency. And I think you kind of said this. It's all about baby steps, like about having that plan of your ideal weight or whatever it is, and knowing like how many pounds you need to lose a week, and how
breaking it
many
into
sessions
small-
you need to go, how many times a week you need to go to the gym, and it's all about moving forward consistently.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You can't have, oh, I've got this end goal, I want to bring in 100 grand this year. Okay, fantastic. So is that going to happen next week? Because you need to work your way back.
Yeah, exactly. And how are you going to do it? I mean, it could be, you know, you've traded, 4 pieces of land, and, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic, but I mean, work on that.
Yeah.
So say those 4 pieces of land fall through, what else have you got?
Yeah.
Because that's when your mind will come in and say, oh, how dare you think you are worth this because you're failing.
Yeah.
And
this is the other reason you need to work on your mind first. We talk a lot about your wealth thermostat, and which is basically the amount of Lisa's spilling her tea. Awesome. Basically, it's the amount of money that you think you are worth, and you will not earn a penny above that amount. And the only way to increase that, well, there's a number of different ways, but you need to work on your mind first.
And I think I think probably most of you know that I was always employed.
Yeah.
Never had a business before in my whole entire life, and so my wealth thermostat was built from, I know how much I'm getting paid at the end of the month.
Yeah, your salary. Yeah.
And there's not any more, not any less. If there was less, you know, HR got a big kicker.
Yeah.
But no, so I think that mentality was built from years and years and years of always receiving the same paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously you would go for different jobs and you go for promotions and you would get more money for
bonus
sure.
occasionally and stuff.
Yeah, like your bonus each year and stuff like that. Like I totally get that, and your salary increase, but between those times in the year, like we used to get our bonuses in November, and in those times from December to October, I knew what I was getting in my paycheck.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's 11 months of looking at it and being like, well, that's my wealth thermostat. Like, I know how much money I'm getting in my salary every month, so that's how much I'm worth.
Yeah.
And then coming into having your own business and seeing crazy amounts of money and being like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, like, am I actually worth this? Like, but not.
That can lead to inaction, because if you don't think you're worth something, you might not go ahead, you might not push a land deal, or you might not make the call to an investor or ask for money up front or whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's that. Yeah, I suppose that would be like down a self-sabotage route.
Oh, yeah.
You speak about self-sabotage. If you've got,
They're all guilty.
you know, fantastic deals sitting on the table and you're doing nothing with them, you're self-sabotaging.
Yep.
You're not doing anything fantastic to get these deals over the line and get that money banked. Possibly because you think you're worth less than what it is.
And chances are you'll be saying, "Shut up, guys! I'm going to be a millionaire. What are you on about?" But when it comes down to it, because we both have big goals, but your mind still holds you back, even if you're consciously saying, "Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire," your subconscious mind's like, "No, you're not. You're only worth like $1.5 grand a month or whatever it is, and you need to work so hard to get that out there."
Yeah, and I think, it's just a vicious cycle, isn't it? Like your little Carol or your little Lisa on your shoulder saying, no, how dare you?
Yeah.
Because you've not got a
You're
plan
full
in
of
place.
accents tonight.
Full of accents. Because you've not got the plan in place,
Yeah.
because you can't physically see how you can do it,
Yeah.
because it doesn't seem real, because you don't think you're worth it, because you're not being consistent, you don't have faith, and then you're not going to get the outcome.
Yeah.
If you just applied all these things like you know you're going to, then you know you're going to get there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talk about, for sure, consistency and baby steps is the key
And persistence.
to getting absolutely anywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
And the hardest thing is you're going to be doing all this stuff and not see anything happen for weeks, months. But you just need to have faith that the results will come. We spoke about this already. And just keep pushing, because it will start to happen. Can I go into Dr. Zeus?
yes, do it.
That's my so it's a bit advanced for a 2-year-old, I'm not gonna lie, but we read Dr. Zeus.
She has high expectations of her 2-year-old,
Yeah.
which is quite right.
Yeah. In the nicest possible way.
Yeah.
And I love her no matter what. But we read Dr. Zeus quite often, and there's part of this book that I love, and it goes, when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along, you'll start happening too. And it's so true. Like the things we've been involved with, we're both like on the phone to each other, like, oh my god, I'm doing this, like this is crazy. And you just show up, be consistent, be persistent, just keep showing up, and you'll get there.
And I think that probably leads, like, because you sort of spoke about it there, like we phone each other, and we say like what we're talking about. That leads on to like your circle. So who have you got around you that is cheering you on as well when you can't be your biggest cheerleader?
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, like Carol will call me out on things all the time, like
In a nice friendly way, in a
Yeah.
tactful way.
in a tactful way. But I mean, I think we've worked together for quite a long time now,
Yeah.
and I think we're easy to not call each other out on. I mean, we can easily call each other out on
Yeah.
stuff and not take it personally,
Yeah.
you know, because we're looking at deals and looking at property and things like that. Like we need to know that, you know, we've got each other's back in
Yeah.
that sense.
And it's finding someone who you are comfortable with, who will have the balls to say, I thought you said you were doing this yesterday. What happened?
And the way we do that is we are the first people we speak to each weekday. We take the weekends off.
Yeah, Skype. Maybe we should admit that.
No, we're allowed to take the weekends
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
It's healthy for our relationship, I think.
Yeah. Need 2 mornings off.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5:30 every morning.
Uh-huh.
We have a call. On a Monday we do our accountability. Set out our weekly plan. Speak about what happened the week before. If we had the same week as we did last week, would we get to where we both know where we want to go, or not? And if not, what can we do to change it? And it's it's holding each other accountable. And then we do it on a daily basis as well, but our daily basis is more focusing on talking about the one thing we're going to achieve that day.
The one thing, yeah, and that's really key. And I think when you touched upon it there was being like holding each other accountable. But like we talk about like if last week, if what happened last week, you know, was going towards your 90-day plan, would you get there? Would you be successful? And I'm not saying to Carol, you're not being successful, you know what I mean? Like you didn't do X, Y, and Z. It's more,
it's not a kicker.
it's just a highlight. So it's me asking her that question,
and the
she's
thing is,
like,
it's
you know what?
Things you already know, but it does take someone else to raise it.
But she has to physically say those words. No, it wouldn't do that, or you know what I mean, like I wouldn't be on plan. And obviously that's, you know, the feeling that she gets from that. She's like, oh right, okay, pick up the phone. Let's get that investor on, or let's get that permit done, you know. And that's what happens. And it's easier to call ourselves out week to week than imagine doing it like, you know, month to month.
Yeah.
Oh God,
you've wasted
like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, totally. But your wider circle as well. We have another group that we're part of, and we have a conference call every Monday night.
Yeah.
We do the same kind of thing that Lisa and I do in the morning, but I think it sets us up quite well for our Monday nights, so we know exactly what we're contributing.
Yeah.
and hearing the level of conversation on our calls is mad. Some of the deals that our friends are working on is awesome. And it's getting around these people.
Yeah, like surrounding yourself with bosses. You know, like,
love that.
I know that people might think it's a bit cheesy or whatever, but I mean, if you think you belong somewhere, say like once you've had a meeting at a very nice hotel and you've been treated to a lovely 5-star service, there's no way that you're going to go back to like, I don't know, meeting in the local coffee shop with your investors. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Because you get to know people and you understand a good level of service. It's like, you know, holidays. Yeah, I was going to say that, staying away at like 5-star resorts. Like,
this makes me sound really bratty, but last year we went away. My husband wanted a cheap week abroad. It's like, okay, and we ended up in the Sheraton in Gran Canaria. So it wasn't a cheap week. It was lovely. But we've set this level of holidays, like we've gone on some crazy mad holidays and stayed in a lot of 5-star places and stuff, which, like I said, makes me sound a bit bratty, but it's set our expectations as that's what a holiday is. And I'd rather not go to somewhere that's dirty. Well, not that everywhere's dirty, that's not 5-star, but you know what I mean, somewhere that it's not the same standard. It's yeah, get a bit spoiled, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, and I think like,
and what that does for you subconsciously is amazing.
It sounds strange, but it's a friendlier holiday. Like when you have people, you know, picking up your bags and like taking you to you know, your villa right on the beach, and God, of course you're going to tip them. You're going to make sure that they're well looked after. They're making sure you're looked after. It's a much friendlier experience. Like we had one of the guys on our holiday in Mexico, and he would come by like our little like beachfront villa and see. We must have looked really lazy, but he would come by in his little golf cart and see if he wanted like a lift to breakfast. No, like we'll walk the 250 metres, you know, like it's fine. We're from Scotland, like we can actually walk. Unlike, I don't know, maybe other countries. I'll not name names. But like, yeah, he used to come by and like, God, he was just dead friendly.
Yeah.
That was because we gave him good chat when he was dropping off our bags.
Yeah. My friends were recently away on their honeymoon to an island in the Maldives, and they said like at the start the people learned their names, and every time they went into the restaurant they were calling them by name. One night they just didn't feel up for dinner, like I don't know if they'd had a big lunch, they were having a lazy night, they decided not to go for dinner. Like the next day they were like, oh, are you okay, we missed you last night. And it's just that level of service.
Oh yeah,
you get what you pay for.
Exactly. And yeah, it's a much nicer experience. But yeah, that's all part of your,
like that. It's good.
Exactly, that's all part of your circle. You know, if you're holidaying with people on the same level or a much more advanced level than you are, good on you, because you should be surrounding yourself with that, because it's not just the experience. The experience is fantastic and will stay with you. It's the conversations you're having as well, and that's the key. Is to having these higher level conversations. You should be sitting down at dinner with the 4 other couples in your resort that you've struck up a wee friendship with. They're talking about stuff that you're thinking, shit, I need to make my excuses and get the hell out of here, because I have no idea what they're talking about. They're talking about markets this and finance this and la la la, like just.
But see, when you get yourself up to a level where you're able to contribute, you're like, yes, I'm a boss.
Yes, exactly. And then you should be going the next level. You should be getting out of there, because it should never feel entirely comfortable.
No. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We don't have that down, but I think that's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point, actually. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So mindset and things is definitely a big thing. And that's what I would tell myself on my first day of business, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't
get your
sweat the small stuff. Get it all.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Get your mind right.
Get your mind right. Yeah, exactly. I think it's something else. Doctors just go.
Yeah. No, not.
And I think
Can't you move mountains? That's the end of the book.
Yeah, and I think making sure that, you know, like a negative is only a negative if you give it that meaning. So, something is only something if you give it meaning. You know what I mean? Like if someone like really annoys you, or you're really annoyed at yourself, like I used to really beat, I probably still do, but not, maybe not to the same level, but beat myself up.
Yeah.
You know, if I get something wrong, or because in my corporate life,
Yeah.
I was fantastic. I was a boss in my role. I was
Yeah.
fantastic. I was the best. I was the specialist in
Yeah.
my field. And I always superseded everyone's expectations and always hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Whereas coming into something that you maybe don't have 100% control of all the
Yeah.
time, you know, I beat myself up so bad.
And I think that's another reason that accountability thing is so good, and I wish we'd started it ages ago, is because I can say to Lisa, so this happened and this is what I think this means, and you can be like, Carol, no, chill out, that sounds like an off the cuff comment, no one cares. Like,
Yeah,
go for it.
we do catch.
And the nicest way possible. We sound like we're really mean to each other.
No,
Not
we
at all.
catch each other. That's
Yeah.
what we do. We catch each other when we're about to spend too much time on something that is, you know, we should never be giving it meaning.
And it's having someone who understands what you're doing. Like, we're both in property. Being in the same industry, we've both got the same mindset, we've gone through the same programs, is so good, because if you go and try and have these conversations with someone who is still in their 9 to 5, not that there's anything wrong with that, guys, but if they're still in their 9 to 5 and you're going on about the 2.6 million portfolio deal you're brokering and that you're worried that this is happening, then that's like, they're like, why are you doing that? Like, you don't know what you're doing. They don't know
Or
what you know
on
and
the
you don't
flip
know.
side, they'll be like, oh my god, that's fantastic. Like, why are you worrying?
Yeah,
Because the deal's not over the line yet.
yeah.
So this is why I'm, you know, we can speak to each other about the details of things and give each other advice to say, well, it's not even advice, it's highlighting again. It's like, have you thought of this? Have you asked this? You know, are you going to do this?
Yeah.
And it's just questioning.
Yeah.
But, you know, it works for both of us.
And because we're both really in our mindset, if one of us tries to have a moan, the other one's like, no, stop it. Get that out of your head.
Exactly.
What are you on about?
Yeah, and I think it comes from like, okay, here we go. I'm going to be frank.
Oh, we're
I'm
getting
honest.
real. Oh no, here we go.
Gonna
She's
be
about to sing
real.
again.
I know. Not quite yet. Maybe at the end. A victory song. No, but here's me being honest. I have to catch myself, and you do it a lot for me as well, when I get caught up in other people's opinions.
Yeah.
And other people's opinions about me, myself, my husband, our businesses, and there's a certain platform that we use to communicate our businesses, and we get a lot of comments and a lot of messages from that, and
Some more appropriate than
a
others.
lot of screenshots get sent to Carol.
That's fun.
And I'm just like, oh.
Alright, okay, yeah, right, sorry, get what you mean. Yeah. I thought you meant pictures.
No, of course.
Okay,
No.
okay,
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only
Yeah,
that.
that's a face-to-face only conversation.
Yeah, if you see me at a networking event, ask me about the pictures I've been sent on LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah. Remember, guys, professional platforms are meant to be professional. Let's get off that soapbox now. But yeah, I think reading into things, because a lot of people don't necessarily mean what we think they're meaning. And you know what? Even if they do, who cares? You need to live your life, because we're all only here once, and you need to live it how you want to live it, not based on anyone else's perception. We've told by our mentors that the first thing you need to do is let go about your care about what other people think of you.
Yeah, exactly. And it
That's
is
so hard.
For
We
me,
both
it's a
struggle with
daily
that.
struggle. Yeah. Well, maybe not daily
I'm
anymore.
getting better,
maybe
yeah.
weekly, I
Yeah,
would say.
definitely. But we help each other out. So to recap, what we'd tell our past selves on the first day of setting up our businesses would be to not overthink, to have faith, believe in what you're aiming for, and know that it's going to come.
Yeah.
Be consistent and persistent in your steps towards it. Get people around you, get good people around you, and work with them, and set up your own accountability.
Yeah, set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your mind right.
Mindset is so important.
Mindset.
100% mindset first.
If we've not recommended it already.
Yeah,
John,
if we
you
hadn't mentioned it, yeah,
we should be getting
oh,
sales.
it totally should be you. But
And Dr. Seuss.
yeah, and yeah, always Dr. Seuss. So again, we hope that's been useful for you guys. If you have enjoyed our ramblings, please leave us a review below. We will send you a link to the 4-stage process we use to help our clients invest right in property.
All for free.
Everyone loves a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, leave us a review, subscribe, send us a message, whatever you want to do, that would be fantastic.
And if we could ask you a really big favour, if you've enjoyed this, please share this
Yes.
on the platform of your choice.
Or all of
aka
them.
LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram and anything else.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks guys.